Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thought here once again, and today I've got a destroyer video for everyone. Um, Now as well, thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video, and you may have noticed a few improvements with the intro and transitioning and whatnot. I'm just slowly working on it here. Anyway, in today's video, I am in the Hatsuwaru, and we're on Twin Brothers once again. And the purpose of this video is to show off what you can do with your concealment in a destroyer and playing the defense behind the lemming train. So there's no surprise here. Everyone's going to go on to the west side, and I'm going to stick it out on the east. And I can't. You see, we see this in like every game on Twin Brothers. It's pretty rare. If you have replays of people actually working together on this map, send them in. I've got my email in the description. I'd love to see them, show them off, because I don't see it very often at all. But anyway, so first thing I did, I did turn off the AA guns on the destroyer. I highly recommend you do this. There are situations where, yeah, you can turn them on, no problem. But right at the beginning like this, turn it off. You don't want to be spotted. So in terms of what I can expect for support from my team over here, looking around, I did see a battleship kind of making its way to me, but he's pretty far off and pretty slow, so I'm going to have to just stick it out alone. So obviously, in terms of concealment on a Hatsuwaru, I think it's about 6.8, 6.7 kilometers that they'll detect me. I am detected now, but you can see the little plane symbol next to it. It's from the planes flying overhead. I don't like to get closer, any closer than 7 kilometers, ideally. There are situations where, that's just not going to happen. But ideal situation, 7 kilometers in this ship. And my torpedo range is 10 kilometers, so that means I can fire my torpedoes without getting seen, and that's one of the biggest advantages of the Japanese destroyers, at this tier anyway. The later tier American destroyers do have that ability as well, because they get some longer ranges, and they have some great destroyers up there, starting with the Benson. But Japanese will get this advantage starting at tier 5 with your mine Kaze. Even if you don't take the longer range torpedoes at 10 kilometers, you'll still get 7 kilometer range, and your detection I think is about 5.9, maybe less. So this Pensacola had no idea what was going on, and you can see I got the one hit, took out most of his health there, and then the ally took the kill. He didn't take the kill from me. We're on a team, and he's dead now. So I must have a cruiser supporting me. Yeah, there is. There's a cruiser and a battleship behind me, so it's the 3 of us now, I guess. So it's great anyway. I mean, we got the kill, stopped him. And I did launch a second spread of torpedoes off there as well, but it doesn't look like they're going to hit anything at this time. Now on the Hatsuwaru, you have 2 torpedo launchers with 3 torpedoes in each. I personally like to shoot 1 torpedo launcher at a time, leaving 1 in reserve or for a second target, just because the reload on this is over a minute, and I don't want to get caught, with your pants down and not have torpedoes to shoot off at something that is really close to you, for example. And as well, then you can alternate between. So if your first torpedo spread misses, you have the second one to take another shot, as opposed to firing it all at once at these ranges, because they just have to turn and the torpedoes are going to miss. So at these ranges, if you have that second one, you can take the second shot, and they're thinking, ha ha ha, missed torpedoes, and then all of a sudden the second spread comes in. Now I've already got, I think it's the 1 torpedo hit in this match. By the end of the match, that number is going to climb greatly. Shooting off another spread here, and you can see that first spread that I've got out there is just in range there. We've got another hit on Pensacola, so we're slowly working them down, causing flooding damage. They have to use the repair when they get hit by one of these torpedoes. If I flooded them, sometimes you can get hit without flooding. And then my team behind me, my cruiser and the battleship that's helping me out, you can also see the aircraft carrier recognizes what's going on here, so he's got help coming as well. Now that second spread, well I guess now it's the first spread, is just passing New Mexico, didn't hit anything. But still, you can see even when you don't hit targets with your torpedoes, they do it does cause them to have to move around. And if they're moving around in a big ship like a battleship or some cruisers, they can't hit you. Two more hits, and that is a Wyoming, I believe. Um, he didn't see it at all, and that's a great thing about when the enemies group up like this. I was originally shooting for the New Mexico on that spread. New Mexico missed them. Wyoming wasn't paying attention, and the spread came in and got him. Um, so it worked out really well. There's another hit as well. Pensacola once again, 15,000 damage on him. That was a massive hit for him, and he already used his repair to take out the first flooding. So you'll see what's going to happen to him here in just a few moments. Now, I continuously fire off my spreads in that 1-2 pattern that I was talking about. I'm not doing firing everything off the one spread. There goes the cruiser, flooded, he's gone. So now we've got 5 ships against the 3 of us with some aircraft support, or yeah, aircraft carrier support, and doing pretty good. I mean, we are keeping them at a distance. If you'll noticed, I haven't been spotted other than by planes every now and then. And with the release of open beta, they really reduced the time of your smoke screen and they've limited you to the amount of uses. They did do that in closed beta as well, but where it was longer, it just seemed better then anyway. So if you're suddenly spotted by aircraft but not by a ship, and if you're not getting fired at, really try to save your smoke screen to like some other emergency situation. Don't just pop it right away, or just pop it here because the team's coming and I'm going to put out a smoke screen for the team. If they're really slow and they're really far away, well, it's going to dissipate before they get there. So really try to think about when you're going to be using your smoke screens. Continuing to fire. So now these guys are getting a little close. New Mexico, and that Fuso over there. That Fuso, man, he gets really lucky quite a few times. But the New Mexico did get taken out by the team, so that was great. And I have that second spread going in on what is that? That's another Wyoming. American battleship drivers don't drive in a straight line. I'm not just saying it's always American battleship drivers, but it does seem to be them. You can see the Wyoming is only going to get lucky here because I didn't judge my torpedo shot well enough and missed him entirely. Um, but for God's sakes, your ships are so slow, just turn every now and then. And now, you'll notice too on that shot there, when I'm judging torpedo shots, I don't shoot right in the gray suggestion bar. Ideally, I want to shoot, if I have 3 torpedo launchers, I'll shoot one that's halfway in front, one that's halfway behind, and I'll hold that third in reserve. And that gives me a good spread, and I typically always use narrow spreads as well. The wide spreads, I generally only use when someone's really close to me and I'm freaking out and mashing buttons, and I happen to hit my torpedoes and I fire them off. That's usually what happens. But with especially at these ranges in the Japanese destroyers, you really want to use your narrow spreads. If you only have 3 or 2 torpedoes, you want those to be as narrow as possible so they both hit. But it also means that you have the enemy has a greater chance of dodging your torpedoes. So that's where keeping one launcher in reserve kind of mitigates against that. So I haven't gotten anything in a while here. Um, and it's because the enemy team at this point are starting to retreat. You can see it, they've turned around, we're pushing up because the team on the other side, they actually won. They're capping the base now, so hooray. That's first time I think that I've been detected by a ship here so far. So I do pop my smoke screen, but I could have not, I could have done without it. This was more freaking out than anything because I was doing pretty good at this point. I didn't want to screw it up, and I popped it. I still have one more in reserve, or well, 2 more because I do have a commander ability that gives me 3 of each. So it's debatable. But anyway, more torpedoes on the way. So Fuso, remember I said he got really lucky? Look at how that spread went. Those two torpedoes somehow just stayed really close together, and I got him with both. And somehow he survives. I mean, he was turning, so but still, two more torpedo hits. And then Wyoming drove straight into that one. I don't think I was actually aiming at him. I might have been. I didn't catch it there. But anyway, now I sort of have them all grouped together here in this little pile, and I really want to start taking out ships because the team is capping the base. At this point, we you can't guarantee victory because they could always shoot in and reset the cap. But it's at this point that you start getting really anxious, and you want to do as much damage as possible to get the good results, and also to get that quick victory at the end for the team. So we're going to launch two more spreads off. The carrier's coming in, doing his work as well, which is great. That Wyoming, yeah. Yeah, I think he took at least two, maybe three torpedoes from me, and then the carrier finished him off. There was no chance. People complain about torpedoes being overpowered. To that, I would just say zigzag. Come on, not the papers, the actual maneuvers. More torpedoes coming in, and I'm still, just getting pot shots here and there. But that's what you want. You're weakening them, and you can see we've completely outflanked them as well. Like these are slow battleships we have left. Fuso, Wyoming. I think there is a Pensacola in there helping them out as well, but they're slow. And when they get out positioned like that, you really need to take advantage of it if you've got sort of the means to do so. Because you also don't want to recognize a situation but not be in the proper ship to really exploit it and just charge in there and die. It doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help you or the team. Now we did find the destroyer. He was hiding behind the island there, preventing us from continuing the cap. So I found him. I'm going to gun him down. Don't be afraid to use your guns on your destroyers. I know the Japanese destroyers have terrible guns right up until tier 7 at the Hatsuharu. You can see these guns aren't too bad. Turrets that actually turn, and they're doing pretty good damage. But don't be afraid to use them when the situation calls for it. If you're doing, sneaky or torpedo strikes, don't use your guns at all. You don't want to get detected. Things are getting a little more intense now, though, because I am detected. We've got them balled in around this island. They don't know what they're going to do, but they did manage to get the base reset on us, so that's something. Now, I was really close to that battleship that I just shot that torpedo spread off of. It was a Wyoming. I did shoot both off at once because I wanted to kill him. I just wanted to get everything in there, take him out before, see that Fuso cresting the island there, because I was concerned about my ally who was in front of me, that the Fuso was just going to rip him apart. So I launched those. Turns out it was a good call. In that one kill, Confederate, high caliber, and obviously devastating strike. So it puts me at 12 torpedo hits for the game. I believe it's 3 kills now because I did kill the destroyer. And the best part about this is just the amount of damage that I've done here. If you go back to the beginning and you remember, there was just 3 of us. We were playing a defensive action, and then we recognized once the enemy ships started to move back towards their cap to defend against our ships who had pushed successfully through the west, we can then go on the offensive, and we did. Just sort of conglomerated here all in the corner with them and torpedoed them the whole time. But there's that Fuso once again, and I really, really want to get him because at this point there's only 2 ships left. The second enemy ship is behind me, running into the team, so he's going to die any minute. And this Fuso is my last chance to do some more damage, maybe get another kill. And you can just taste it. Like, look, he's I think he's repairing that, or his health is going down, so he's recovering from something. He's slow. He's in a turn. I shoot the one spread at him. And you can see the ally, or my allies rather, did take out that last enemy. And I don't want to win the game by capping. I don't care if I get the kill. I'd like to get the kill. But I just wanna win the game without capping. So the carrier came in and launched in those torps. Fuzo missed them all, and he avoided all of my torps. And there again, that was a mistake for me to launch both those spreads. I should have launched the first one, recognized that the torpedo bombers were coming in, held off in the second, let him dodge, straighten out, get back on whatever course he wants, and then fire the second one. Because now I don't have a chance. I do start firing my guns to try to do a little more damage before we do get him. That was a near miss. You could see I had no idea that that ally was there. He probably saw me and was cursing me. But anyway, try and get a few last desperate shots in just to get maybe a few more hits, do some damage. And I do. I get the one. I don't think I actually did any damage though. It's a Fuso. But the Pensacola, or no, the whatever fire finished him off. Now this was the first battle of the day, so the 6100 is 1 point times 1.5. I don't know why they don't do 12, but 12 torpedo hits, 3 kills there. And then overall it was 2700 base damage. Maybe it's only 2 kills. Yeah, it's only 2 kills. Anyway, we can see the total. It's 138,000 just from the torpedoes alone, and then the bonuses there. So thanks so much for watching. Click subscribe, click like, leave a comment, and send in any replays you have. I'd love to see them and put them up on the channel. And yeah, thanks for watching, and you guys have a great day.